based on whatever denomination you are in, your Christian belief or whatever, if your conviction is that you don't work on Sunday, then you can get a letter from the head of your church and take it to your place of employment. And at that point, once it's in writing with a signature on it, on church letterhead, then if they try to force you to come in on Sunday, then they have violated your religious freedom.
Well, and what about if they want to force you out because you don't want to?
Then you can sue.
All right, you hear that?
I'm not suggesting
and look,
you go just suing people, but I'm just saying.
Let me just say that. And I think that's a wonderful idea because really, I do a lot of activities, and people are always telling me, well, I got to work. And of course I'm old enough to remember the blue law when the only people who worked on Sundays were the fire people, the hospital people, and actually the drugstore people. And then it became in our town, when Catfish Town wanted to be open on Sunday, and they got a special thing so that they could be open on Sunday. Then the mall people hit the roof, and they were saying that it would not be mandatory for everybody to work. It would be voluntary if you wanted to work on Sunday.
Well, you know what they do now.
What's
on
that?
The application, they ask you what days are you available to work, and if you don't check off Sunday, they will not hire you.
Ah, sneaky.
That's how they slick. You gotta beat them at their own game.
Yeah, and make them. That's my credo. Make them abide by the law. We gotta abide by the law. I might love to drive, which I don't. 75, I really love to drive, more like 35. But we don't have no 75-mile-an-hour speed thing. So no matter how much I love to drive 75, I can't do it.
No.
It's against the law.
That's true.
They'll put me in jail.
Yep.
After they finish finding me and all of that. So, and at the same token, it's supposed to be against the law to drink and drive. But folk want to drink and get behind the wheel of a car, and people will defend them.
I mean,
they'll be like, yeah, he done drunk, but he can handle it.
Just as Christians, everybody can't be cowering in the corner afraid.
That's right.
So what is that? I don't want it to come out wrong.
Say it.
You have some backbone about your faith.
Yes.
I'm not, and look,
preach.
And let me just put it on out there. The testament of your Christianity is not you darn near assaulting somebody in the grocery store to lay hands and speak tongues on somebody who says that they are a convert. That is not the test. That doesn't, it is in times of trouble.
That's right.
In times when a person is really in need.
Yep.
In times when somebody needs an encouraging word.
Yep.
In times when it is convenient and it may cost inconvenient. And it may cost you time or money. Those are the moments when you stand up and you show that I'm a Christian. This is just who I am. This is a part of me. Just as much as the hair growing out of my head is a part of me, this is a part of me.
I hear you.
It just is what it is.
Tell it. You know what tickled me one time? You lived in another state, and you were saying that this was somebody from another faith. It was like getting to be sundown. You don't remember you telling me about this? Well, let me remind you.
Okay.
You were working as a security guard or something like that.
Oh God, I forgot about that.
And this Muslim guy, I guess it was getting to be sundown, and he just stopped his car, jumped out, and started bowing and praying in the middle of the parking lot.
I am not even gonna lie, y'all. I am so ashamed.
What? What are you ashamed of? You freaked out?
Did I?
Oh, really?
security at a major department store. This was, not, not 9/11 had happened not that long ago, a couple of years, but it hadn't been, that long. I was very concerned.
Really?
Because I had not run across, to be honest, I hadn't run across anybody in a long time that was they were on it.
Devout. Now look, we won't even whisper a prayer because somebody say no praying in school. All right.
Right.
But this man
can't get people to pray over their own food.
Right. This man skirt got out. Did he have his rug with him?
I couldn't tell. I didn't get that close.
Oh. But anyway.
That's why I said,
well, this is what you told me. You told me that people started calling in, or I don't know what kind of communication device you had, for you to go stop him from praying in the parking lot. And your reaction was, ma'am, I can't do that. He is not breaking any laws that we have in our list. And if he want to stop and he's not blocking the aisle, if he want to stop and pray at sundown because that's what his religion called for, I can't go over there and stop him.
Well, I said no, I couldn't stop him. I didn't know, what the, prayer schedule was or anything like that. I went inside and asked.
Ah, okay.
And I said, you're getting some complaints. And I mean,
because this man got his butt in the air, he praying.
I don't mean, he in jeans and a t-shirt. No, I mean he is in full garb, head turban on, and everything.
Okay.
He's freaking people out.
He's seriously praying. This must have been after 9/11.
Yes.
Okay.
And so, I went in, and I said, this is the situation.
What's the policy?
Right. Have you ever encountered anything like this? And the guy said, yeah, he shops it all the time. And that's just, it's time for him to pray. And I was like, okay. Well, shoot. Hey.
Hey. Well, look, I got to give...
They said they wasn't going to make their regular customer feel uncomfortable. Let him pray out.
If he want to.
Yeah,
listen, I went to, we were talking earlier about this activist camp. I went to an activist camp in Oakland one time, and it was all kind of people there, and they were kind of trying to decide on some national things that they would work on. And I've said this before, this was the year that I was going to learn how to scale buildings and everything. My first day I stepped in a gopher hole. I ended up on crutches, couldn't walk. They put, instead of being in a tent, they put me in a yurts. That's a building that they have in different parts of very, very cold countries. Anyway, so I was in the lap of luxury, but this young man, I guess he might have been about 22, 23, would come and bring me my meals and tell me, kind of what had gone on so far. And he was saying that everybody from their own cultures was praying. Okay, the Native Americans was praying. Everybody was praying. The Asians were praying. Everybody praying. And he said, "We not praying." He talking about the Christians. He said, "We not praying." And he was very upset about this because things that he felt that we needed to be working on was not getting no votes because we wasn't praying.
Oh.
And
you mean like after the meeting they had joined in prayer?
They praying the whole time. They praying during the meeting. They praying before the meeting. They praying after the meeting. They praying. Right. And he's like, I guess to him, I was one of the older people. He's like, it's like the battle of the gods out there. Now we serve a true and a living God, and nobody not praying. I'm like, okay, I guess I better get on it. I'm not out there, So as the time went on, he seemed to be better with the way things were, were happening. But I just want to say this, in line with what we've been talking about so far, and that is that we do serve the real, true, living God, Savior, and we act like we act like a bunch of chumps. Now you want to get in amongst each other, and I'm going to include myself, and beat down the non-believers. They don't believe in nothing. They believe in a bottle, a syringe, a pipe, some sex. They believe in everything but that.
You just took it all the way there.
That's what they believe in. Come on now. And they worship there continually. All right. Now, we believe in a true and living God, and guess what? In the morning, tomorrow Sunday.
Yeah.
We give our God one day a week. If it's cold or raining, we don't want to go. We don't want to go to the temple. We don't want to go to the tabernacle. We don't want to go to the sanctuary. And if it's too early, we overslept. Once we get there, we trying to think about what we got to do, what we got to cook, where we got to go, who we forgot to call. You got pagers and not pagers, but cell phones, iPods, and everything else going off.
Right.
Because we so busy. If the preachers preach over 25 minutes, we upset. Once the choir stopped, once the live entertainment stopped, we ready to go. We don't want to hear no mess. Don't talk about reading no scriptures. You better make that one scripture. So talk about reading a chapter out the Bible. Oh no, ma'am. I don't want to do it. Ain't gonna do it. Gonna be closed up that Bible. Well, first of all, I'm not gonna bring my own Bible. All right. Now.
I just want to say that's a
Oh,
mess.
now here we go across the street there. You got folk coming in there 3 times a day. A day to pray. 3 times a day. And we say to them, you ain't serving the true God. Look like it, huh? Where they at?
Yeah, very dedicated.
Right. You want to have, your club clothes on at church. They covered from head to toe. But we say, oh no, they not serving the real God. If you ask the non-believers, the one that's serving the cigarette and the McDonald 40-40, 20-20, whatever it is, 60-60, 30-30,
Yes.
whatever it is.
Amen.
Then you saying to them, look like to them.
Yeah, you know what? And then I won't say anything else on.
Okay. All right.
But it is something that is pressed on my heart.
What's that?
You can be either a believer in God and not a believer in Jesus. Which is why you find that so many people who were raised in the Christian faith are easily converted to Islam or other religions that also believe in monotheism, because they really don't have that connection with Jesus. And that is the distinct difference between Judaism and Islam, is that not that our God is different, but that our Savior is different. And as a Christian, you have to really grasp and understand that, and then impart that upon your children.
Yeah.
You cannot get mad, if you don't really adequately teach your child about what it is to be a Christian, and then, God forbid, they get locked up 5 years later, they come out, and
something else.
Right. Well, you didn't do an adequate job of making sure they had a relationship with God when they were 5. You didn't make sure that they knew who Jesus was.
Yes.
And had the opportunity to have a relationship with Jesus.
Yeah.
And now you're mad because they are gusto and on fire
for something. Buddha. Anybody. I got you.
You didn't make, I am just a proponent of making God and Christ relevant in your daily life.
That's true. And as you do that, don't get your kid all hung up on the wrong thing. It's about your heart.
Yeah.
And sometimes we can get so hung up on isms, that we turn, our children away.
You don't want to hurt anybody.
Some people do want to hurt everybody. They in the hurting. They ain't satisfied unless you miserable.
You shouldn't
hurt anybody.
As my associate pastor they say a lot of times, you have to catch a fish before you can cook it. If you are in the business of preaching, God don't love you, God hates you, because
God gonna get you.
Right. Then why would they wanna?
That's true.
Then everybody, a spirit of deliverance really, only comes upon you when you come into the presence of God. But if you are afraid to come into the presence of God because you feel like He hates you, then how will you ever be delivered?
That's true. Or that some talent that He gave you is not good. For example, I saw this little girl. She's from her parents. She's adopted into a family of 4, and they're American Caucasians, and she's from China. And they say they never taught her anything, but that when she was 2 years old, she started doing splits, and she's a contortionist, and she just can contort her body, and in all kinds of pretzel-like forms. And the adoptive mother was saying that, well, that's not something that they could have ever taught her, because this is her talent.
Everybody's gift is different.
So can you imagine she was twisting our arms around, and if it had been one of our families, we would have said, "Stop that! Don't do that." But that's something that God enabled her to do.
I tell you, I was listening to T.D. Jakes the other day, and he was talking about the book that the late Bernie Negro, his biography.
Really?
And he was saying, T.D. Jakes was saying that he never thought of comedy as a ministry.
Oh.
And he says that in the book, Bernie Mac was saying that he came into a living room one day and his mother was sitting in the chair crying. And he didn't know what to do, so he sat down next to her and started crying too.
Oh.
And he said this, skinny black man came on TV and, was talking, and, shortly thereafter his mother stopped crying and she was laughing. And she said that at that moment, at the age of 8 years old, he knew that was his calling in life, because if he could make people laugh, he could stop them from crying.
Oh, wow.
Turns out, the guy that he saw on TV was Bill Cosby, back when he was doing stand-up.
Oh, he was skinny back then.
But, the point is that, we all have our own calling, our own gifts, and, everybody's gift may not be, singing in the praise. Everybody's gift, might not be delivering a message, or being a deacon, or being an usher, or laying hands on the sick, or speaking in tongues. The gift of laughter is valuable.
That's right. It's like a medicine.
The gift of, the gift of love.
Oh, yeah.
All of these, everybody
cooking, anything. As my pastor, Reverend Marshall Hall, would say, "Let your little light shine." That's his favorite song, "This Little Light of Mine." Hiding under a bushel? No. On that note, let me tell you about something you may not have known. You remember Debbie Allen?
Yes.
Debbie Allen, the dancer, that's also Felicia Rashad from the Cosby's sister. Well, you know, she has a close relationship with Baton Rouge Community College. And every year she comes down and does some kind of play. So they're having auditions for that.
Oh, wonderful.
Oh, you know what else you remember Debbie Allen from? Fame.
Yep.
She played the teacher, and she also did the choreography. And, you know, she's still a choreographer now.
She had another show, too, In the House.
Oh, yeah, sure did. Sure did. But anyway, Debbie Allen auditions are today.
Oh, okay.
It's this January the 5th, beginning at 9:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. They're at Baton Rouge Community College on Magnolia Performance Art Pavilion. That's 201 Community College Drive. And Debbie Allen is casting for dancers today for an original production. Audition time for females is 9:30 a.m. to 11 a.m. ages 8 to 11. And then at 1 o'clock to 2:30 ages 12 to 16. And then at 2:30 to 4 o'clock ages 17 to 28. And males are from 11 a.m. to noon. And they'll be ages 8 to 12, 4 p.m. Ages 13 to 17, 5 p.m. 5 to 6 p.m. And ages 17 to 26, 5 to 6 p.m. And skills in modern, jazz, ballet, tap, gymnastics are plus. Bring your dance photo or a headshot and your resume. Arrive 30 minutes before the scheduled audition time. And callback will be on Sunday, January the 6th. If you want a registration form, you can find one at the Arts Council of Greater Baton Rouge website. That's http://www.artsbr.org. That's arts, ARTSBR.org. So, you didn't have nothing to do this Saturday. You've been dancing around the house. Time to go on over to Debbie Allen audition. It'll be an experience. You don't dance, do you? But you used to do choreography, didn't you? I remember that. Yes, you did ballet first thing in the morning over at Baton Rouge High? Yes. So, you know, all those Baton Rouge High, or well, who else has ballet? We're getting so we don't have any of the arts almost. Maybe the Baton Rouge Center for the Performing Arts School at elementary school.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Do.
Okay.
And then, I'm pretty sure Wichita has it too. They're on Hooper.
I don't know. Their gymnastics place?
No, the program is on
Anyway, if you're a praise dancer,
they teach that.
you might pick up a few steps. You might share a few steps. 9:30 to 6, Baton Rouge Community College, Magnolia Performing Arts Pavilion. Make your way over there and have a good time. Guess what I'm going to be doing? Sister Edna Robinson, who is a wonderful, prayerful Mary Kay lady, will be having, Mary Kay class, Mary Kay show over on Foster Drive. And I don't know the address exactly, but in her front yard, she's got this sign that says something like Mary Kay lady here. You know how the Avon ladies have their sign. She has a sign. So we'll be looking forward to being over there with her starting at 10 o'clock. If you haven't gotten your facial for the year, this is the time. And you know you got to change that thing up. I think we were talking about that. That during the summertime, The skincare regimen you have may not be appropriate for when it's cold, like now. So get your checkup. It's free of charge, and it's open to the public. Your skin checkup, and you might learn some wonderful things. I think I want to work on elbows. You know how during the wintertime your elbows get really, really, really. That's what everybody wearing, and your elbows look like, who would have thought it? But I might do satin elbows today. You know, like satin hands, satin elbows, or maybe satin knees. You've been listening to Let's Talk. I'm your host, Stephanie Anthony. We look forward to being with you next time. And we'll be talking about upcoming things in the neighborhood. Don't forget the Friday, Pass the Word, Allen Chapel. Pray for our air. For those of you at home that will not be joining us at 6 o'clock at Allen Chapel, please, we want you to pray along with us for the clean air of our city, of our state, of our country. Till next time, this is Sister Stephanie saying, be blessed. What were you looking at? Who are you looking at? You see him? I mean, there, you saw a person at any point? But I don't know whether it's still on the air. I don't know. No, I think that